While China is well known for its ancient architectural wonders such as the Great Wall and the Forbidden City, it does not have pyramids similar to those found in Egypt or Mesoamerica. However, there is an impressive mausoleum complex in China known as the Mausoleum of the First Emperor, which is associated with Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. The Mausoleum of the First Emperor, also referred to as the Mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang or the Qin Mausoleum, is located near the city of Xi'an in the Shaanxi province of China. It is part of a larger burial complex that covers an extensive area of over 56 square kilometers, 22 square miles. The complex was constructed to house the tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, who ruled over China from 221 to 210 BC. This pyramid hasn't been visited or extracted till date. However, in 2004 a group of explorers managed to break into it. They also managed to film their journey on a camera. This lost footage was only seen by a handful of people, after which it was destroyed. What they experienced inside will certainly run chills down your body. The footage is narrated as the sun began to set over the vast landscape of Shaanxi, China, American explorer, Dr. Benjamin Reynolds, and his team of archaeologists stood at the entrance of the legendary mausoleum of the first Qin emperor. Armed with cameras and recording equipment, they were determined to document their unprecedented journey into the heart of history. The mausoleum, also known as the Qin Shi Huang's tomb, was an ancient burial site shrouded in mystery and guarded by an army of terracotta warriors. Dr. Reynolds believed that he had uncovered a hidden passage that would lead them to uncharted chambers within the mausoleum. With trembling excitement, Dr. Reynolds adjusted his headlamp and addressed his team. "Remember, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Our mission is to document everything we encounter. Let the world witness the secrets that lie within." As they stepped into the darkness, their cameras illuminated the ancient corridors, revealing intricate carvings and murals that depicted scenes from Emperor Qin's life and reign. The air grew heavy, and an intense sense of awe and fear settled upon the team. Whispers of legends and curses echoed through the labyrinthine halls as they pressed forward, following the trail Dr. Reynolds had meticulously mapped. Every step felt like a journey through time, their pulses quickening with each passing moment. As they descended deeper into the mausoleum, they discovered chambers filled with lavish artifacts and treasures. The flickering light of their cameras cast eerie shadows on the walls, creating strange ambiance. The air grew colder, and an unsettling presence seemed to pervade the surroundings. Just as they reached a colossal stone door, adorned with complex engravings and ancient symbols, Dr. Reynolds paused, his gaze fixed upon the threshold. The markings seemed to pulsate with an ethereal energy, whispering secrets of forgotten ages. "This is it," Dr. Reynolds whispered, his voice barely audible amidst the hushed silence. "Beyond this door lies the heart of the mausoleum. Prepare yourselves, my friends, for what lies ahead may challenge everything we thought we knew." With a mix of apprehension and anticipation, the team gathered their courage. They exchanged glances, their eyes reflecting a shared determination to uncover the truth. The camera lenses focused on the monumental door, capturing every intricate detail. As they pushed the door, it swung open effortlessly, revealing a corridor that contrasted sharply with the grandeur they had encountered thus far. The once regal atmosphere gave way to a ghoulish and sinister aesthetic. The walls were adorned with dark, satanic symbols and surreal sculptures that seemed to mock the very concept of life. Undeterred by the foreboding ambiance, the team cautiously proceeded, their cameras capturing the eerie details that surrounded them. The temperature fluctuated drastically as they ventured deeper, with certain areas becoming bone-chillingly cold while others turned uncomfortably hot. The stark contrast in temperature heightened their senses and sent shivers down their spines. The feeling of being watched grew stronger with every step. Whispers, barely audible, echoed through the corridors, as if unseen entities were plotting and observing their every move. The team exchanged nervous glances, their hearts pounding in their chests. They had entered a realm that defied explanation, where the forces of darkness seemed to linger. Exploring the adjoining rooms, they discovered unsettling sights. Ritualistic artifacts adorned the walls, candles flickering ominously, ancient manuscripts filled with cryptic incantations, and sacrificial altars stained with the remnants of dark ceremonies. The air was heavy with an otherworldly presence, as if the veil between the living and the dead had been pierced. Despite their growing unease, Dr. Reynolds and his team pressed on, their determination overshadowing their fear. They knew that to turn back now would mean abandoning the chance to unlock the secrets hidden within the heart of the mausoleum. The cameras continued to roll, capturing the inexplicable they encountered. Every now and then, a glimpse of movement caught their peripheral vision. A fleeting shadow darting behind a pillar. A whisper brushing against their ears. A cold breath on the back of their necks. It was as though an unseen entity was toying with them, drawing them deeper into its web of darkness. With each passing moment, the sense of danger intensified. They realized they were no longer simply explorers in an ancient tomb but unwitting participants in a malicious game. They had entered a realm where the line between myth and reality blurred, where ancient powers held sway, and their own lives hung in the balance. As they pressed forward, their journey led them to a grand hall, bathed in an ethereal glow. It was clear that they had reached the heart of the pyramid, a place that resonated with an ancient power. The depth meter on their equipment displayed an astounding 1,500 feet below the surface, emphasizing the profound depths to which they had descended. The hall was an eerie spectacle, adorned with an array of statues and haunting depictions of old Chinese demons. Each statue seemed to come to life with sinister grace, their features twisted and twisted in gruesome forms. Among them were figures like Zhang Kui, the demon queller, whose outrageous appearance opposed his noble purpose, and Kai Yu, the fearsome war deity with his horned face. The walls were adorned with vivid paintings that told tales of mythical creatures, weaving a narrative of dark folklore. There were vivid depictions of the Nuwa, the snake-bodied goddess who created mankind, and the Qilin, the mythical unicorn-like creature believed to bring prosperity and peace. However, these benevolent beings were overshadowed by more malevolent figures like the Jiangshi, the hopping vampire, and the hungry ghosts, eternally craving souls. At the center of the hall, atop a raised platform, stood a gold coffin of immense proportions. It towered at least 10 feet in height, adorned with intricate engravings and shimmering gemstones. The air crackled with energy around it, as if it held the key to unlocking the secrets of the mausoleum and the ancient emperor who slumbered within. The team approached the coffin cautiously, their senses heightened by a mix of awe and anxiety. The camera lenses zoomed in, capturing the exquisite craftsmanship and the eerie stillness that enveloped the chamber. The gold coffin emanated an aura of power, its presence both mesmerizing and foreboding. As they stood in the presence of this monumental artifact, a realization settled upon them. They were at the threshold of a pivotal moment, a choice that could alter the course of history. The team's breaths caught in their throats, their minds racing with the weight of what they had uncovered and the potential consequences of their actions. As the team climbed the colossal gold coffin, their hearts racing with anticipation, they reached the lid and managed to pry it open. To their astonishment, the coffin revealed nothing but a seemingly bottomless void, a deep, dark hole that defied all expectations. As they peered into the abyss, a sudden gust of wind erupted from within, as if the void itself hungered for the outside world. The air around them grew charged with a strong force. The once sturdy coffin trembled and cracked under the pull of the unseen vortex. The surrounding objects and debris were swept up by the violent currents, swirling chaotically towards the gaping hole. The team struggled to maintain their footing, the sheer force threatening to tear them away from their solid ground. Desperation filled their eyes as they fought against the gravitational pull. With every passing moment, the intensity of the vortex grew, its hunger insatiable. Despite their valiant efforts, the team found themselves helplessly drawn towards the irresistible force of the swirling tempest. The coffin, once a symbol of ancient majesty, collapsed into the void, disintegrating into fragments that vanished within the abyss. One by one, the members of the team were dragged towards the vortex, their hands outstretched, grasping for anything that would anchor them to safety. But it was in vain, as they were inevitably drawn closer to the edge of the hole. Their cries and pleas were drowned out by the deafening roar of the wind as they tumbled headlong into the void. Darkness enveloped them, their cameras capturing only fleeting glimpses of their terrified faces before all was consumed by the abyss. And then, in an instant, the hole sealed shut, leaving no trace of the team or the vortex that had devoured them. Silence settled upon the grand hall once more, as if the mausoleum itself held its breath, guarding its secrets with unwavering resolve. As the team descended through the tunnel, their bodies twisted and turned in the darkness. Suddenly, they collided with the water's surface with a resounding splash. Disoriented and gasping for air, they quickly realized they had landed in a deep pond, its depths reaching at least 20 feet. With a sense of urgency, they kicked and swam towards the shore, their muscles strained from the impact. One of the team members remained unconscious, his body limp and lifeless. Acting swiftly, they pulled him out of the water, fearing the worst. With a collective sigh of relief, they managed to revive him, although shaken and disoriented. As they caught their breath, the team took stock of their surroundings. The water's surface glistened in the dim light, reflecting the unknown depths beneath. The equipment they carried indicated that they were now at an even greater depth, far removed from the realm they had known above. Determined to press forward, they gathered their equipment that had plummeted with them into the pond, ensuring they had everything they needed to document their extraordinary journey. The lone door passage, seemingly the only way forward, beckoned them with an air of mystery. Wary but undeterred, they stepped through the portal, their footsteps echoing in the silent void. The passage twisted and turned, its walls bearing the weight of untold centuries. The air grew colder, dampness seeping into their bones, as if the very earth sought to test their resolve. Their cameras, flickering with the dim light, captured the worn markings and symbols etched into the stone walls. Ancient script whispered tales of forgotten civilizations, while faded paintings hinted at myth and legend. The further they ventured, the more pronounced the feeling of being watched became, a gaze that seemed to penetrate the very depths of their souls. Finally, as if guided by an unseen force, they emerged into a vast chamber, bathed in a soft, ethereal glow. The walls glistened with precious gemstones, casting a mesmerizing display of colors. In the center of the chamber stood an intricately carved stone altar, adorned with offerings of long-forgotten rituals. The team approached the altar cautiously, their cameras capturing every detail. The air crackled with energy, an intense hum that sent shivers down their spines. As the team stood before the blood-stained altar, a chill ran down their spines. The sight of fresh crimson liquid sent waves of horror and confusion through their minds. What had transpired in this chamber? Whose blood had been offered, and for what purpose? Their thoughts were interrupted by the sound of footsteps echoing through the vast chamber. Panic set in as they quickly sought refuge, hiding behind ancient stone pillars and holding their breath, their cameras capturing the scene with trembling hands. Anticipation and fear intertwined as they strained their senses to decipher the approaching presence. The footsteps grew closer, reverberating with a weight that hinted at a massive being traversing the chamber. Dread filled their hearts as they prepared themselves for whatever monstrous entity emerged from the door at the far end. And then, in a haunting silence, the door creaked open. A hulking figure emerged, its form silhouetted against the dim light. The team's breath caught in their throats as their eyes widened in disbelief. Before them stood a creature of colossal proportions, an ancient guardian, a being that defied all rational explanation. Towering over them, it possessed the features of both human and beast, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly intensity. Its body exuded an aura of power, as if it were the embodiment of the very forces that shaped the world. Time seemed to stand still as the team gazed upon this awe-inspiring entity. Fear and wonder melded together, their minds struggling to comprehend the enormity of what stood before them. The camera lenses captured every intricate detail. The creature's black skin, large horns, pointy tail, chiseled muscles, the glint of feral teeth, and the intensity of its gaze. The creature's nostrils flared as it surveyed the chamber, its senses adjusted to the slightest disturbances. For a moment, the team held their breath, praying that their hiding place would shield them from its scrutiny. As the moment stretched on, the creature's attention shifted elsewhere. It moved with a grace that contradicted its size, its movements purposeful yet enigmatic. The team watched in silent awe as it approached the blood-stained altar, its massive hands tracing the patterns with admiration. With a surge of relief, the team realized that the creature seemed oblivious to their presence. It was engaged in its own rituals, its intentions veiled in mystery. They whispered amongst themselves, strategizing on how to proceed, knowing that any misstep could have dire consequences. As the figure's booming voice echoed through the chamber, a mixture of fear and astonishment washed over the team. They turned their heads, their hearts pounding in their chests, to behold the source of the commanding voice. There, standing before them, was none other than the legendary First Qin Emperor himself in all his glory. His presence emanated authority and power, an aura befitting an ancient ruler. Clad in regal robes, his eyes seemed to pierce through the veil of time, holding an unwavering gaze upon the intruders in his sacred domain. The team's Chinese-speaking members understood the emperor's words, and with careful hand signals, they motioned for the others to step forward. Trembling, they hesitantly emerged from their hiding places, their eyes locked on the imposing figure of the emperor. As they neared, the emperor's expression shifted from sternness to curiosity. It was as if he had expected intruders, yet was surprised to encounter foreigners in this sacred space. He gestured for them to approach, a mix of authority and intrigue lacing his movements. The team members cautiously moved closer, their cameras capturing every nuance of this extraordinary encounter. They knew that this moment held the potential to uncover profound insights into the past, into the enigmatic life and rule of the first Qin emperor. The emperor's eyes lingered on each member, as if searching their souls for their true intentions. His voice softened, switching to a language they could understand. In a deep, resonant tone, he spoke of the sanctity of the mausoleum, the wisdom he sought to preserve, and the consequences of trespassing into the realm of the dead. He revealed glimpses of a grand design, a purpose woven into the very fabric of his reign. Secrets of ancient wisdom, lost to time, lay within his grasp. The team listened, captivated by the emperor's words, realizing the significance of the journey they had undertaken. Yet, with every revelation, a sense of fear lingered. The team grappled with the weight of their discovery. Would they be allowed to leave, to share the knowledge they had gained, or were they destined to become permanent residents of this hidden realm? As the chamber filled with dense smoke, the team's senses were overwhelmed, their vision obscured, and their heads grew increasingly heavy. Desperation filled their hearts as they struggled to remain conscious, but the darkness claimed them, pulling them into an abyss of unconsciousness. When they finally awoke, disoriented and groggy, they found themselves at the entrance of the pyramid. Confusion clouded their minds as they realized that all their equipment, save for the handheld camera that the doctor had clutched tightly, had vanished. The weight of their loss struck them, as they knew that their only evidence of the extraordinary journey they had undertaken was now reduced to a single piece of technology. To their astonishment, the area around the pyramid was swarming with Chinese police. It became apparent that they had been trapped within the depths of the mausoleum for far longer than they had perceived. What had felt like a single day to them had, in reality, extended into an entire month on the outside world. The team's hopes of sharing their findings, of unraveling the mysteries that lay hidden beneath the surface, were abruptly shattered. Instead, they found themselves under arrest, accused of trespassing and violating the sanctity of the sacred site. The weight of their actions bore down upon them as they were escorted away by the authorities. In a cruel twist of fate, the camera and its precious tapes, containing the evidence of their extraordinary journey, were confiscated. The team's voices were silenced, their accounts suppressed, and their access to the truth denied. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months as they languished in prison, tormented by the knowledge that their experiences and discoveries would remain locked away, forever concealed from the world. The team's once unquenchable thirst for exploration now transformed into a bitter ache of regret. A sense of frustration and injustice, leaving the team trapped within the confines of their prison cells, their memories haunted by the enigmatic encounter within the mausoleum of the first Qin emperor. The camera, held captive by unseen hands, held within it the untold secrets of their journey, secrets that may never see the light of day. The existence of all team members are still unknown to date. It is not known whether bearers of such information are still alive or have the weight of their journey led them to the next world.